Good evening, everyone. Late Night Mega here, and tonight we're going to do a quick draft of Phyrexia All Will Be One. So this was a set that I didn't do any premiere drafts when it first came out. My life was very busy and chaotic, and I wasn't super duper interested in the set. But now that I am back into drafting, I do kind of want to do some of these sets that I missed out on before. So, and this is also, since it's a quick draft, I'm going to be doing this with my quick drafting method. And this can also kind of be a free-to-play guide if you're a free-to-play player. We can navigate through some quick drafts together. There are some differences I do in quick drafting versus premier drafting. So quick drafting, remember, we are drafting against bots and not against people. We'll get more into that in a moment. Quick drafts are also a great way to convert your gold into gems if you are a free-to-play player, or even if you're not. I mean, that's what I'm going to do, convert gold into more gems, so that you can buy the Mastery Pass at the end of the season. I suppose I should go over the archetypes real quick. Blue-white is about artifacts. It can be really strong, but you gotta have a lot of the right cards. I have done a couple of these quick drafts before, and I've seen some content, so I'm not going into this format like completely blind or anything. Blue-black, we have Proliferate, so they want to like get poison counters on the opponent and then just use a bunch of Proliferate cards to pump that up to 10 while controlling the board, dealing more poison counter damage. Black-red is kind of an oil counter sacrifice theme. Green-red is considered one of the best archetypes, and that's oil counters, which is weird. I find it a little bit weird because a lot of people complain about the toxic and the poison counters in this set, making the format too fast in that, but yet it's the green-red oil counters deck, which doesn't use any toxic stuff at all, really, which is considered one of the best decks. And then your toxic colors are green, white, and black. There's a little bit in blue with Proliferate and maybe a couple combat tricks or multicolored cards that'll add poison counters. And then blue-red is your typical non-creature spell stuff. Also dealing with oil counters. There's a lot of stuff with oil counters in the set, too. And black-green is also poison, which I think black-green is a bit more likely to win with poison than green-white. Green-white tends to both get your opponent to 10 poison counters and to 0 life at roughly the same time as the games go. And then red-white is an aggressive equipment deck. And blue-green, I don't know, it's Proliferate and more poison stuff. I don't know. Anyways, let's get into the quick draft. So, we are not drafting with bots. We are drafting with bots. We're not drafting with people. So we have as much time as we want on these picks. Now, I am drafting this also to build a collection. So what we're going to do in quick drafts is we're going to grab all of the rares we see. And I recommend doing this. You can do this, and you can still use the rest of the picks that are not rares to build a good draft deck. Don't do this in a premier draft. So the reason this works here in quick draft is because the bots won't pass a ton of rares. You'll see it tends to be very few. And we'll use the rest of our picks to make a good draft deck. Now, Kaito is a pretty decent card. It is both blue and black, which is not necessarily where I want to... a type of deck I want to be playing. But if this wasn't here, I'd probably take the Rebel Salvo or the Shoulder's Edict. Both of those are pretty good. The Ichor Plate Golem is good if you have a very oil-focused deck. And then we have, some toxic creatures. Cruel Grimnarch can be okay. Blade Graft Aspirant that's pretty good. That goes in the Boros equipment deck. Could be used outside of it, but that's where its best home is.
Relax. I'm here to help.
Alright. So here, we have a lot of good choices. There's Hexgold Slash, which is a great removal spell. Just an instant 2 damage to a creature. 4 damage if it has Toxic, which is like, you know, a third of all the creatures. Font of Progress, 2 oil counters, Star Player Mills X. I don't remember that being a real card. Not one that gets used. And returns an instant sorcerer. So yeah, there's not much. You don't really want to be playing Duress in this format. So there's not much to go with our Kaito here. We could just force blue-black right now. That's the other thing about Quick Draft is, based on my Quick Drafting experience, the bots tend to keep all the colors relatively open through the packs. So just lock in your colors and stick with them and pick good cards. Don't try to get swayed by signals. The bots don't have to draft real decks. Anyways, there's 3 cards that I'm really looking at here. The Ossification, the Cankerbloom, and the Hexgold Slash. I think those are all very reasonable picks. I'm going to go with the... And I'd like to go with the Hexgold Slash. I'm going to go with the Cankerbloom, I think. Just a great, efficient 2-drop. There's another Hexgold Slash. Okay, that is not... You get an oil counter on another target artifact or creature you control. Yeah, this can go kind of well in the oil counter deck. Wait, this Oil Gorger Troll, this is a good one too. Yeah, enters, gain 3 life, and draw a card if you have something with an oil counter. That's a pretty good one. We also have the Evolving Adaptive, which I think that is going to be the pick here. Once again, I would like the Hexgold Slash. I think it would be a reasonable pickup. This goes well with our Cankerbloom. Hazardous Blast is actually playable in this format. Although we don't need to pick it up right here. We've got 3 uncommons that are all very playable. Paladin of Predation is maybe a bit expensive. Venomous Brutalizer. Yeah, you can also proliferate with it. Just a 4-mana 4/4 with Toxic 3. There's also this Hasty Tyrannic's Atrocity. That's also pretty good. And Titanic Growth is in the format. Cinder Clash Ravager. We already have one thing with an oil counter, so maybe we will be oil counters. This costs less for everything you control that has an oil counter at, so that's pretty cool. And it deals 1 damage to each creature. Yeah, I'm in. Aha, we have a rare to pick up. Monument to Perfection, so we can go ahead and just grab that. There's Incubation Sac, 3 oil counters. Yeah, that's kind of slow. It can be useful if you get into the late game. I also wouldn't mind the Terramorphic Expanse. The Cackler is okay as well. Oh, the Ickerplate Golem, that'd be good to have, but we're going to take the... What does this thing even do? Does it do anything I care about? Search a library for a basic Sphere or Locust land card. Reveal it, put it into your hand. 3 mana, it becomes a 9/9 Phyrexian Construct artifact creature. Loses all abilities, gains Indestructible and Toxic 9. Oh, there have to be 9 or more lands with different names among the basic Sphere and Locust land. Yeah, this is unplayable in this format, but we're going to take it. Sprinter, it has haste, put 2 oil counters on target artifact creature. Beginning of your end step, return it to its owner's hand unless you remove 2 oil counters from it. Or there's the Furnace Strider, one of my personal favorites. So it can just be a 5 mana 4/5 with haste, or can give another creature haste. Sawblade Scamp. Cast a non-creature, put an oil counter, remove an oil counter. I don't think we necessarily need that. The Sprinter is just decent, but I'm going to go with the Furnace Strider because I do like playing Furnace Strider. Alright, so here we have Sky Scythe and Golfer, which I don't know if we necessarily need that. I'm just going to grab the Swooping Outlook in case we end up switching colors, but that might not be necessary. Start target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. If it was 3 or less, we could proliferate. Oh, we get this oil count, the Churning Reservoir. Let's grab that, because we want to get a lot of stuff with that cares about oil counters. This cares about oil counters, and it can help you over the course of a couple turns get extra mana. Yeah, we're just pretty much locking into green-red here. This was the one pack that just didn't have a whole lot in it. I'll take the uncommon, I think. I only have one of them. Ah, here we get another Cultivator. Oh, Prophetic Prism is in this set. The only deck I think that really wants this is if you're playing Atraxa. Otherwise, just assume you don't have time for all this stuff. Titanic Growth, sure. Oh, hey, I get a Terramorphic Expanse. I forgot that was in the set. Huh, okay. Once again, I would like that Golem. But I have a rare to pick. Oh, the Vorak. That's one of the best green commons, too. But this deals with oil counters. What does it do? Destroy each non-land permanent with mana value equal to the number of oil counters on it. Or 10 oil counters, it deals 10 damage to any target. I think we can actually play that in this deck, because we are going with an oil-focused deck. Gleeful Demolition, Blazing Crescendo is okay. The Toxic Defender is decent. This is a decent attacker as well. But we also have a rare here. It might not be for this deck because green-red doesn't usually care about poisoning the opponent. But Venerated Rot Priest, it is a rare. We do want to pick it up. So we have Infectious Bite, which is decent removal. It's instant speed as well. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield with one or more oil counters, you get... Yeah, this is... We want these Ichor Plate Golems. We'll find other removal, I think. I hope. So I just want to take oil synergies as much as we can. Could grab a land here. Well, actually, Chimney Rabble's here, so we're going to grab this. Just a 4 mana 3/3 with haste. Makes a 1/1 buddy when it enters. This is kind of a theme we've seen recently before. Think Wilds of Eldraine, you have the Howl Pack card. It only is a 3/3 with Menace and gives you a 1/1 rat that can't block. But those tend to be pretty decent when you get 2 bodies out of 1 card. So here's a place. I could use more 2-drops, but here's a place we could also take, like, this Furnace card. Which I think I'm just going to pick that up. Yeah, we want our 5-drops to be like Furnace Striders. Or I could take the Branch Blight Stalker. Why don't I do that? Because we do have the Rot Priest. Oh, now how about this pack? We've got 5 mana, 5/5 Menace Reach. That would be the pick if there wasn't a Hexgold Slash in this pack. Look at the top 6, put 2 lands. Yeah, that's not for this deck. And this thing I've never really cared for. Yeah, we're just going to take the cheap, efficient removal in Hex Gold Slash. Axiom Engraver. Actually, this thing can be kind of decent, filtering away dead lands later on. That eventually gets oil counters, but I like the 2-drop here. There's the Scamp, which might actually be playable now, especially we have the Churning Reservoir. We can keep putting oil counters and pinging our opponent. What's the Skull Bomb? +3/+3 and trample until end of turn and draw a card. I'll take this Scamp, I think. We do need 3 drops, but we don't necessarily want that one. I'll take the Hunter Maze. And Gleeful Demolition. There's a good number of artifacts in the set. Or there's the Blazing Crescendo. I think I'll take the Crescendo. So let's see, in case we want to splash something, we could grab the Prophetic Prism, or we can just grab the Autonomous Furnace, which I think I'm just going to do that. Another Scamp. And I'm not really interested in giving something toxic, so we'll take the Thrill of Possibilities. Oh, look at that, a Hazardous Blast. Okay, so for the final... Ooh. I would like the Hex Gold Slash. I would like the Lattice Blade Mantis. I'd like the Infectious Bite, but we're taking the rare because I still need more of these. Now, if you already have 4 copies of a particular rare, because there are some rares I do have sets of, I have done some crafting of stuff as well. You can use your discretion at that. So, if I already had 4 copies of Seachrome Coast, I'd be picking up either the Hex Gold Slash or the Mantis here. What's our creature count at? 13. So we do need more creatures. We need more 3-drops. I'm noticing we don't have a lot of those. Oh, the Predation Steward's okay. That's okay. Ruthless Predation is good too, but the Evolving Adaptive is also really good. And so we're going to pick that up. Oh, here we go. Here's a perfect 3-drop. The Contagious Vorak. That is one. Oh. Why is Mirren Safe House? It has all that. I'm taking the Vorak. I didn't see the rare. We've picked up like 4 rares in this already, so we've kind of met the quota. We picked up more than 4 rares, didn't we? Anyways, another Cinder Slash Ravager. I'm game for that. Oh, there's also the Free from Flesh. That's a nice combat trick. But I just want the oil synergies. Lattice Blade Mantis. That's good. A Chimney Rabble's also good, but it doesn't have the oil synergies we're looking for. I'll take the Mantis. Either one would technically be fine there. Affinity for equipment. We don't have a lot of equipment. So I'll take another Rustvine Cultivator. Dune Mover? No. I'll take the Cultivator. Phyrexian Atlas. We're not corrupting our opponent for the most part. I don't think I'm going to run that many. Take the Mirror, but I'm probably not going to play it. Thirsting Roots, you can get a land or proliferate. Let's take another Hazardous Blast. I don't know if we'll run 2 of those. Pick 9, we get the Lattice Blade Mantis back. We don't need a 4th Cultivator. And we can take... Oh, that's a 2-drop. For some reason, I thought that was a 3-drop in my mind. Alright, well, it has oil stuff. Could potentially run a carnivorous canopy. Oh, I even got the free from flesh back. Awesome. And a second to last pick chimney rabble. That's probably not supposed to happen. Alright, so we have a lot of cuts that we need to make. Why are my scamps over there? And why is... Oh, for the... Yeah, they added a new feature. I like the regular art on the cards. Oh, I need to fix the basic lands too for this series. Okay. Anywho, 48 cards, we have to make 8 cuts. Let's make like 1 billion cuts here. Well, we're gonna play those. We'll likely play those. So let's start adding back in the most important stuff. We want the Hex Gold Slash. I want to play the Free from Flesh. I want to play the Enrager, the Chimney Rabbles, the Furnace Strider, the Adaptives, at least 2 of the Cultivators. Canker Bloom is fine, even though it doesn't deal in oil counters. We'll take the other 2-drop. We'll take the Vorak, the Lattice Blades, those 2. Guess I could take the Filigree Silo. I could take this too. Activate only if an oil counter was removed from a permanent. Yeah, we'll take that. I can take a Hazardous Blast. Oh, the Eiger Plate Golem. Semi-lacking in 2-drops. We are going to win with damage, so we could totally run the Blight Branch Stalker if we wanted. So why don't we go ahead and do that? Yeah, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Didn't I get a 5th rare that I'm playing in the deck? No, we got 4 rares. I really didn't want to pass up the Vorak, so yeah, using a little bit of discretion there. Yeah, there's a lot of 1 toughness, like especially those might tokens running around. We could run a second Hazardous Blast, or we could run Blazing Crescendo. We have a lot of 1 mana cards. So I don't know that we need another Rustvine Cultivator. Though that wouldn't be unreasonable either. Oh, what about Titanic Growth as a trick? Or the Crescendo? Or even the Canopy? Artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. It could also proliferate. Yeah, let's go for that. We got 17 creatures. Maybe I should be running the Titanic Growth in Crescendo somewhere. Gonna run the 17 lands because we do have... I'm gonna... That's right, I said I was gonna fix the land. I meant to do this part before we started. I have these new Phyrexia lands, so that would be thematically appropriate for this set. So let's go with those, shall we? So yeah, we'll have 7 untapped sources of forests and mountains. Yeah, this is going to be the deck. Cinder/Ravager can be our star card. Oh, plus this also does the 1 damage to things, so Hazardous Blast. I may not even need that at all. But, okay. And with that, let's jump into the games. Another thing about the games is we are in Diamond Tier 1 right now. As the recording of this, you might... I might space this out. I might upload this video before I upload all of the rest of the Shadows over Innistrad drafts. But if you're wondering why my rank is so high, it's because I'm recording this after I've recorded all 12 of the Shadows over Innistrad remastered drafts. So if you notice my rank has jumped, you didn't miss anything. Well, hopefully you didn't miss anything. We're up against Chef Ninja. Go ahead and subscribe to make sure you don't miss anything. I go first, huh? Sure. We're going to start off... I said 4 1-drops. We're just going to start off with 1-drops. Okay, Hexgold Slash is a card, so I'm going to do this. So that will pump the adaptive, we attack, and we're good to go. Maybe I should play the other adaptive first, though. +1/+1 for each oil counter. Another creature enters the battlefield. Greater power or toughness. Alright. A 2/1 with lifelink. Go ahead and grab another mountain with us. I could also just save my trick, which is exactly what I think we're gonna do. Because we can actually cast this and kill this next turn. We're up against Boros. And there's a Furnace Punisher. Yeah, we're not... It's probably not going to cause damage. Alright, we are going to just kill this. +2/+2 and 2 oil counters. Yeah, everything can come in here. We're just going to be hyper-aggressive now. This format is very fast, if I didn't already mention that. This thing is now a 7/7. Yeah, Free from Flesh is like really good with this because it gets 2 oil counters, gets bigger. I have 2 5-power things on the board. This thing has Vigilance. I don't even care about that. Look, I have one of my own. Let's go to combat. Combat ya. And this is just a massive overload of power. And opponent is taking 13 damage. And is now at 2, facing 3 lethal threats here. There's another Chimney Ramble. That is not going to be enough because we can just swing all out. Opponent can only block 3 things and the other 2 get in. And, how about that? We're in Mythic. First game we hit Mythic rank. So see, with this drafting method of grabbing all or almost all of the rares, you can actually do quick drafts and get to Mythic with this drafting method. Granted, I've played all of one game, coming in at rank number 944. Wow. After this draft, I may not want to draft again until like the rankings reset, because then I can just rank up again in quick drafts. I don't know. We'll see how the rest of this draft goes, but that was an excellent game 1. Maybe I made the slight error of not playing the second adaptive before playing the cultivator. N7 Skog. It's our opponent with the Oracle of the Alpha here. Alright, well I have a 2-drop. I don't have 1-drop, so this tap land doesn't really hurt us. Crawling Chorus. Alright, we're going to play the defensive 2-drop here. Alright, he's got a flyer. It could get an extra oil counter. Problem I have is that I don't have an untapped lantern. Well, I guess that'll be fine because I can Canker Bloom and free from the flesh. And we kind of want to play this before to give this guy the boost. So our opponent, white-black, is going to try and Toxic Corrupt us. Oh, he's going to do a pretty good job of that. Not a ton I can do about that. Ooh. Now we've got the Adaptive and Canker Bloom. I like it. Let's go attacking. We'll get in for 4. Oh, yeah, it comes with extra oil counters. So I guess I didn't get a boost off playing the Canker Bloom. That's okay. And we may want to play this pre-combat. Let's see. Oh, that's the Tapper. Well, that's okay. It's also kind of okay. And now I can actually just do both. And we have combat tricks. Are we dead to Toxic next turn? We got to be careful about that. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that proliferates, but that's not going to hit everything. In theory, I should leave a blocker back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's if he doesn't block at all. Oh, he's got the Tapper. But that... No, that doesn't actually have Toxic. So you could tap this. Is that an artifact? Anything an artifact? Nothing's an artifact. Let's be aggressive. Actually, this also puts 2. So this is +4+. This is actually 8. We'll keep that in mind as he's making blocks. Yeah. I could save the Canker Bloom, but I don't think we really need to. He's not going to poison me for that much. Also, removing an oil counter, this gets +1/+1 and untaps. So that's pretty nice. But that can only be when it goes to attack. So it's going to attack as a 6/5 here. Yeah, this is just going to be a toxic race. Could have tapped us down and swung with the might as well. I think we're just gonna win here, aren't we? Do we just win? Because block. Oh, he's gonna tap something here. Well, let's use one of these lands that I enjoy. Another Lattice Blade Mantis. Problem is he's got flyers. I'm actually dead next turn just to flyers. And I don't think I can do much about that. I wish this granted trample, because that's just going to block there. 2, 4, 6, 7. Can't quite do enough. Oh, actually, he's got to block that. Yeah. I'm not quite dead, but I am dead. Because now he taps the lattice. Yep. Tap that and I take 3. Yeah, tough to interact with those flyers. Well, if I'm not top 1200 Mythic, I may still do more drafts at the end of all this. We needed like any of our removal there. Hexgold Slash, the Hazardous Blast would have been great, killing like almost all of our opponent's board. Or either of our 2 6-drop oil things that also deal 1 damage to all of our opponent's stuff. Any of that would have worked. Alright, and sometimes when you're mythic rank, it might take a bit for us to get matched with someone. Usually the longer it takes, the further down we're going to end up going in the tier rank. Or not. Yama Benokafka is our opponent. This is fine. We have the Furnace Strider. We have a Forest. On another target non-token artifact or creature, we're going to go ahead and put oil counters on the Canker Bloom. Not that we need to, just that we want to. And there's a Furnace Puncher. Oh, that's fine. I'm just going to pump this up and go attacking. Because it's what we do. Yeah, so this thing, even adding oil counters to things that just generally don't carry oil counters, is actually good synergy with the Ichor Plate Golem. There's a Chimney Rabble for our opponent. Well, I'm not blocking any of this. Well, that's a good one. Yeah, we'll make it so his thing can't block. We have a 5/5 now that can block. And getting in there for 7. So we can't block the Menace guy. I can block the Chimney Rabble. I will go ahead and block the Chimney Rabble. What trick do you have? Blazing Crescendo. Okay, so that results in a trade. That's fine. We have this Haster. There's a Vorak. We're not dead next turn, so let's just play this. Activate this, give it haste, and go attacking. Opponent's got to trade here and take 8. And also what's nice is this can give anything haste, so that's why you want to play the Furnace Strider first and then play your other things. This is a great red common, one of the best red commons. Alright, Battle Chair. Problem is, I have more attackers than my opponent has defenders. And we can just keep giving that extra oil. Yep. And that's game. That is how quick games are in this series. We're ranked 945 again. Well, not again. We're in the 900s again. You know what I mean. And if you're quick drafting, you know, you're a free-to-play player, you're just trying to convert your gold into gems, don't worry too much about what your draft record ends up being. Obviously, you want to get as many wins as you can, but don't get too distraught if your record is 3 wins or 4 wins. And you didn't get that one more win. It's not as big of a deal, in my opinion, when you're doing quick drafts. And also, if you are contemplating the differences in terms of value, in terms of how much you can draft, how many rares you can get, and all that, I've done some videos in the past on that, and the basic conclusion when I looked at the data that I had is that in Premier Drafts and in Quick Drafts grabbing all the rares you can, you know, minus the one you saw me not take in the video, but we still took 4. And I also averaged out roughly the number of rares and mythics that I got from Premier Drafting is also about 4 per draft. Raga Muppet is our opponent. Alright, well, we have a Slash here. And we have a 2-drop, which has oil, and we can make this cheaper. We can go ahead with that. We could use a 3-drop, though. A 2-drop, that's fine. We'll go attacking first. See if our opponent wants to do anything. Wants to kill it, it's fine, it's dead. Okay, doesn't. Here's in 3-1. Once again, if he wants to kill it, it's fine. Nothing to play the first couple of turns. Barask's Forge, that's a strong one. No, we're definitely not blocking it. You know, this can be okay. Because it can put an oil counter on itself next turn, and then I can cast this for 4. I don't need to actually worry about blocking this yet. So we're not going to. A post-combat Chimney Rabble. That's unique. Filigree Silex. That could eventually destroy this. It's not going to do that right now. Because right now I'm just going to make sure that this thing can't block. I'm going to attack. Oh, I should have attacked with both. I missed 2 damage. Yeah, the 1 damage, silly me. I'm playing too quickly. Now, there is a free attack here with the 3-1. Maybe our opponent has a Hex Gold Slash, but I feel like that would have been used. And the same token, I kind of don't want to just lose this right now. I'm going to not block. We'll call that a calculated risk. Alright. So I could have blocked and I would have been fine. Furnace Strider doesn't actually help here. Well, no, because I don't want to do that. Give something +2/+2. But then it's just going to get... I'll have 4 next turn. I think this might be worth it. I need my thing that'll put extra oil counters on stuff. I'm missing 2 damage. +1/+2. And fight. Well, that happens. I'm going to finish this with a Hex Gold Slash, though. And hopefully he doesn't have a combat trick. That's not good. Oh, now we're just basically dead. 9 and 4 is 13. Like, not even gonna have enough time to get enough oil counters on this. Alright. Yep, opponent had the tricks there. He's even got that thing. Molten Rebuke. Wait, why is that there? Oh, that's the Blazing Crescendo. Oh, he gets to cast that. And I'm just going to die to trample damage then, because he's going to rebuke this. Yep, that's game. Also, missing out on that 2 damage didn't end up mattering. I wouldn't mind playing a Blazing Crescendo myself. Silex is just slow. Yeah, let's play a Blazing Crescendo. Either that or I need to play Titanic Growth. Alright, years ago, siblings Halan and Greta went to Sweet Tooth Village, attacked by sinister candy. Greta was able to escape with her life. Now she returns as a witch hunter to exact sweet revenge on those who robbed her of her brother. Oh, okay. You can assign specific... Yeah, that's not lore from Wilds of Eldraine. And we're up against a big man, diamond tier opponent. Yeah, turn 1, turn 2, we'll keep. Very reasonable opening start. A couple Chimney Rabbles for later on. I don't think I have any double red or double green cards, so it probably won't matter what we get with the Terramorphic. Ooh. I do like that, but we're gonna develop the board, make this just bigger first. Is it dead? It's not dead? Not dead? We good? Okay, not dead. So yeah, that's just up against blue-black, which is probably considered one of the weakest color combinations. That and blue-white, I think, are considered the two weaker ones. But that doesn't mean his deck is going to be bad. I don't have a reason to do that yet. Pay 2 life. Didn't want to pay 2 life. I'm curious what he wants to destroy. If he wants to destroy the Canker Bloom or the Adaptive. I'm good with that. We'll grab a mountain since we have our second forest. I can't play the second forest right now. The Ichor Synthesizer is a pretty good one. So that gives it Toxic 2. When it dies, it'll return. Ooh, the Golem. Golem is good, but I'm going to be mana efficient here. Play the Chimney Rabble. And we'll go attacking. For 6 damage. Now there is merit in... Well, there's merit in that thing not existing. There's not a ton I can do about that right now. Even if I put the counter here, the Ichor Plate, well, Ichor Plate would make it. I don't hate that idea. It's going to look suspicious, though. Can also play the Ravager. Now I have 5 mana to play with. I don't think there's much in terms of discard in this format. We're just gonna... Okay. I wasn't actually going to attack here. I mean, I guess this could only... Because you can remove an oil counter and crew it, so you get like a one-shot crew. And that could block one of these things, probably the adaptive. But the next turn I was going to put a counter here and then play this. And these things... Oh no, they'd just be 4/4s. I was thinking they get... Somehow I added in my head that they would get +2/+2. Like one from the oil counter and one from this. I mean, I guess I could have swung in... Kills 1. Takes 6, goes down to 4. And then this thing can't effectively crew. Alright. Well, we got the win. That's what matters, right? And we got a Zephyrian Lancer. So let's go on to the next game. Yeah, as you can tell, this format can be very fast and very aggressive. A lot of games just tend to not last too many turns in this format. So yeah, you can also probably expect... What's our video time at? 56 minutes? Okay. So yeah, if you see shorter videos, it doesn't necessarily mean I did bad. But sometimes you know how you look at a draft video and you can see if the length is under 50 minutes, you're like, oh, they probably went 0 and 3 or 1 and 3. I go first, huh? We'll keep. It's a little bit slow, but we'll have the Hunter Maze, we'll get our Cultivator going. We'll get some red mana at some point. Against black-white, huh? Grab another forest, because we're getting all of the lands that we need here. I would have liked to have drawn all of those. Oh, I can't even proliferate the oil counter now. Alright, whatever. I mean, at least we have a blocker on the rat, so you'd have to have removal or some pump effect. I believe there's a black combat trick that grants indestructibility and or death touch, isn't there? Oh, we're going to block this anyways. Make him use the trick. Gets +1/+1. But I'm not corrupted, so that's just a 2-for-1. You didn't even get to proliferate anything. We want to play the adaptive before the... Oh, we can actually play both. Because I know how to play my cards. Yeah, the Cultivator untaps our lands. It is relevant. Bladed Ambassador. You can remove the oil counter to blah blah blah. Let's draw a card. Because we're already at that stage. Oh, Axiom Engraver. That's a good one, actually. So I'd have to use an oil counter on this. I don't mind using that, because we have a couple other ways of putting oil back on the thing. And this is 5 damage. Yeah, that's fine. So we essentially just traded oil counters on our stuff. Adaptive is now a 3/3. So yeah, there's cards of all colors that deal with oil counters. But red-green is kind of the one that does it the most. You know, my 6-drop would be really nice here. I'm gonna pitch one of these lands and see if we can find more lands. Okay. I'm okay trading that as well. Blocking there again. Wow, you just traded that 2 for 1? Played it Onslaught? Huh. Oh, that's not good. Beginning of combat. Next time, target creature would deal combat damage. Prevent that damage. Create that many colorless might tokens. Well, that can't be good. Well, I don't have anything. I kind of want him to attack here into my... and hopefully this combat trick goes off. I might use this effect before combat. It'll look super suspicious. I mean, we're going to be in massive trouble here in a moment anyways. +4/+4. Because if this goes poorly for us... Oh, hey, it didn't go poorly. I say, we're out of fuel after this. White Sun Sweat. Oh. Yeah, that went poorly. Yeah, White Suns just blow up the board and make a bunch of mites. We do have an out here. Our 6-drop, we have 2 of them in the deck. Can we find one? If we had our untapper, we could untap this land and use it right away. This isn't gonna work. Alright, well, we lost to a bomb rare, but that's okay. Well, 3 and 3. I was hoping for a bit better of a turnout for this deck, but well, I'd say it performed pretty well, pretty decently. We never saw... That would have been a great top deck against that White Sun's Twilight. Yeah, as would the Ravager. But yeah, overall, this was a great deck. I'd definitely play it again. We never saw our Carnivorous Canopy either. So there was that. I mean, I guess that could have been a combat trick somewhere. I don't think it would have mattered that much. And we didn't see the Blazing Crescendo. The games are so quick, you don't often get to see a lot of the deck, but I enjoyed playing it. And this format is... It's not my favorite, but it's not my... It's very far from my most hated. So yeah, 3 wins gets us 300 gems and 1 pack. 26% chance to get 2 packs, so let's pick up our prize. Hey, well, that's my lucky day. I got 2 packs. I will just say that makes up for the rare I didn't pick in the draft. All right. Well, for now, I'll take my leave.